Coin collectors and treasure hunters, today, we're diving into the world of Lincoln pennies, but not just any pennies, the rarest and most valuable ones ever minted. Some of these small copper coins are worth thousands of dollars and are hiding in plain sight. Stick around as we reveal the top 5 rare Lincoln pennies that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, rarest, and valuable coins ever minted in American history. The legendary 1964 SMS Lincoln Penny. If you have an old penny sitting in your collection, it could literally change your life overnight. So stick around, because in this video, we're uncovering the fascinating history behind the 1964 SMS Penny, how much it's really worth today, and how you might be holding a fortune without even realizing it. The story of the 1964 SMS Lincoln Penny is unlike any other coin in U.S. history. It's a story of secrecy, of change, and of accidental creation. In 1964, the United States Mint faced a major problem. There was a severe coin shortage across the country. Americans were using coins faster than the Mint could produce them. These coins had sharper details, smoother surfaces, and an almost satin-like appearance, standing out dramatically from regular strikes. Historians believe these experimental pieces were created for internal testing, or as trial strikes for upcoming production techniques, possibly even prepared for high-ranking government officials. How to identify a 1964 SMS penny? Extremely sharp strike. The details, especially Lincoln's hair and the Lincoln Memorial, are unusually crisp. Satin-like finish. Unlike standard proofs or regular circulation coins, the surface is smooth, almost silky. No signs of circulation. Even if old, these coins should look almost untouched. Die markers. The few known examples share specific tiny die markers, such as small imperfections or faint doubling under magnification. Remember, authenticating a 1964 SMS penny requires expert grading. You can't just eyeball it. The jaw-dropping value of the 1964 SMS penny. Hundreds, thousands, even millions. Hold onto your seats, because the value of a genuine 1964 SMS Lincoln penny is absolutely mind-blowing. In 2016, one of these pennies graded SP68RD Specimen 68 Red sold at Heritage Auctions for over $94,000. Another example, graded SP67, was valued around $39,000. Even lower graded examples can fetch $10,000 to $20,000 depending on quality. But here's where things get wild. Experts believe if a perfect 1964 SMS penny ever surfaced, an SP70 grade, full brilliant red, it could easily command upwards of $500,000, even up to $1 million or more in a major auction, potentially $1 million. Because the coin market is driven by rarity and desirability, and the 1964 SMS penny is the ultimate holy grail for Lincoln cent collectors. We're diving deep into the story of the 1960-40-era Lincoln penny, a coin that has made collectors' hearts race and auction houses explode with jaw-dropping bids. Stay tuned, because you won't believe how a small mint mistake could turn your everyday pocket change into a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. And who knows, maybe you have one of these treasures sitting at home. The birth of the 196 for de penny. The year was 1964, a pivotal time in American history. The nation was in the middle of a cultural revolution, grappling with civil rights movements, the Cold War tensions, and a rapidly changing economy. Amid all this societal upheaval, the United States Mint was also dealing with a massive coin shortage. These error coins are extremely rare today. Rare 196 for de penny errors that could make you rich. Here are the most valuable and exciting errors found in the 1964 Lincoln Penny series, double die obverse DDO. Value. In excellent condition, MS65 or higher, a 196 for DDO penny can fetch between $5,000 to $25,000 or more at auction. Off-center strikes. The more off-center without losing key features like the date, the more valuable the coin. Value. A 50% to 75% off-center 196 for de penny could easily command $500 to $5,000, depending on its condition. Broadstruck error. Value. Expect a 1960-40 broadstrike penny to bring $200 to $2,000 or more. Die cap error. Value. Die-cap error pennies from 1964D have sold for $5,000 to $20,000, depending on the visual impact. Wrong planchette errors. Value. Wrong planchette errors can soar past $10,000 or even $50,000, depending on what the planchette is. Record-breaking sales. When 1964D pennies hit big, several auction records have proven that rare 1964D pennies are serious moneymakers. A high-grade 196 for DDDO penny sold for over $15,000 at auction. A wrong planchette error penny from 1964D fetched more than $20,000 to $1,500. Experts speculate that a perfect MS6 8 Plus red 196 for D error penny could bring over $100,000 today, and if an unreported monster error, such as a massive double strike in mint state, were found, it could reach $1 million or more in the right auction environment. Why the 196 for D error penny's value keeps rising. A few reasons why these coins continue to skyrocket. Copper prices. Copper is becoming more valuable, making older coins more sought after. Collector demand. Lincoln cents are the most popular U.S. coin series to collect. Survival rates. Finding a pristine error coin from 1964 is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. Historical importance. The 1960s were a major transitional time, and coins from this era are increasingly important to collectors. Plus, as time goes on, fewer high-quality examples remain. Every year, a few are lost to time, making the survivors even rarer. That's right, today we're talking about the 1969's Lincoln Penny era coin, so rare, so mysterious, and so valuable that when one surfaces, collectors around the world lose their minds. Stay glued to your seat, because we're uncovering the incredible story of the 1969's penny, the mistakes that made it a legend, and why it might just be the most valuable penny hiding in your pocket change right now. Among the millions of pennies produced at the San Francisco Mint, hence the S Mint mark, a few very special, almost mythical mistakes slipped through. Mistakes that would make a single penny worth more than a Lamborghini today. How this incredible error happened. In simple terms, a working hub, which impresses the design into a die, accidentally pressed the design onto the die twice, slightly misaligned. That flawed die was then used to strike coins, making every penny it touched a major mint error. Because the San Francisco Mint was relatively small compared to Philadelphia or Denver, far fewer coins were produced. And only a tiny number of these errors escaped. Experts estimate only around 50 to 100 real examples exist today. That's why this penny can sell for $100,000. Dollar to $100,000. Even close to $500,000 depending on condition. Record-breaking auction sales. Here's where things get really exciting. In 2007, a PCGS-graded MS6 for red 196-9S double die obverse penny sold at auction for $126,500. In 2019, another example graded MS66 red crossed the auction block for over $300,000. Experts believe if a perfect MS67 red example ever appeared, it could break the $500,000 mark or even hit $1 million at a major auction. Not bad for a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. How to identify a real 196-9S double die penny. This part is super important because fake 1969's pennies do exist. Here's how to spot a genuine one. Strong doubling only on the front, no doubling on the reverse. Sharp, clear separation between the doubled letters, not just blurry or shadowy. Mint mark S is not doubled, it was added after the die was made, so it should look normal. Professional verification needed. If you even think you have one, send it immediately to PCGS, NGC, or Annex for authentication. Warning: many cheap counterfeits exist, so professional grading is a must. Why the 1969's error penny's value keeps rising. Several reasons why collectors go crazy for it. Extremely low survival rate. High demand among Lincoln cent collectors, one of the most collected U.S. series ever. Massive visual impact too, don't need a magnifying glass to see the doubling. History: the 1960s were an important era in coin minting and American culture. And as time passes, even fewer genuine examples will remain in top condition. Scarcity equals skyrocketing prices. We're diving deep into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in coin collecting, the 1981 error penny, A tiny copper treasure that could change your life overnight. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the secrets behind these errors, how you can find them, and just how much they're selling for today. 1981 was a historic and transitional year for the Lincoln cent. It was the final full year that pennies were struck primarily from 95% copper and 5% zinc tin, before the U.S. Mint switched permanently to copper-plated zinc coins in 1982. Types of 1981 error pennies that are worth a fortune. Here are the types of errors that can make a 1981 penny worth serious money. Double die obverse DDO errors. Some extreme DDO examples can sell for $1,000 to over $10,000, depending on condition. Off-center strikes. A 1981 Lincoln penny struck 50% off-center with a full date visible. That could sell for $500 to $5,000, especially if graded high. Broadstruck pennies. 1981 broadstruck pennies in high grades can go for $300 to $1,000 or more. Clipped plankets. Large, dramatic clips on 1981 pennies can command $100 to $2,500, especially if the clip is dramatic and the coin is in pristine condition. Wrong planchette errors. Such an error can skyrocket into $5,000 or even $15,000 territory. Rarest 1981 error ever. Could be worth millions. While no officially confirmed 1981 penny has yet hit the $1 million mark, experts believe there are undiscovered varieties out there. If a 1981 Lincoln cent were found with a major double die comparable to the famous 1955 double die penny, it could easily fetch $50,000 to $250,000 or more at auction, maybe even push into the $1 million range if it becomes a holy grail discovery. Coin experts say, rare errors combined with historical timing make 1981 pennies ticking time bombs of value. Real auction prices you won't believe. Here are actual past sales of rare 1981 error pennies. Off-center 1981 penny, graded MS65 red, sold for $1,000 to $100. Double die 1981 penny, minor doubling, but in MS66 red, sold for $2,100. Clipped planchette 1981 penny, huge clip, sold for $1,500. Broadstruck 1981 penny, full broadstrike, MS64, sold for $800. Struck on dime planchette, wrong metal, sold for a stunning $5,800. And remember, higher grades equals higher paydays. An MS67 red error penny could break records if discovered. Why 1981 error pennies are so valuable. Scarcity plus condition plus demand equals value. Scarcity. Mint errors are naturally rare, especially major ones. Condition. Top grade coins MS65 plus fetch exponentially more. Demand. Penny collectors, error hunters, and investors are chasing these coins. That's exactly the case with one of the rarest pennies ever discovered, the 1983 copper penny. Only a handful are known to exist. And if you find one, you could be instantly wealthy. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you what it looks like, why it's so rare, and how you might be the next lucky owner. Result. A few 1983 Lincoln cents were accidentally struck in pure copper instead of zinc, and these mistakes are now worth a fortune. How rare is the 1983 copper penny? What's the value of a 1983 copper penny? Ready for the crazy part. The only confirmed specimen sold for over $17,000, and that was years ago when fewer collectors were aware of it. Today, experts estimate a genuine, authenticated 1983 copper penny could sell for $100,000 to $250,000, especially if it grades highly mint state condition. If multiple serious collectors battled for it at auction, it could even push toward $500,000. Real auction examples. Here's what we know about related sales. 1983 copper penny Philadelphia Mint, without a D mint mark. Authenticated. Sold for $23,500. Experts believe a 1983 copper penny in pristine condition could smash that price, because it's even rarer. Bottom line, if you find a real 1983 copper penny, you're potentially looking at a life-changing payday. Why this error happened, you might wonder. How could the U.S. Mint make such a massive mistake? During the switch in 1982, tons of copper plankets were still in storage. It's believed that a few old copper blanks accidentally slipped into the Denver Mint presses in 1983, got struck with the new 1983D dies, and were quietly released into circulation. Because pennies are so low value, and millions are made every day, these mistakes weren't caught at the time. Today, though, collectors know better, and they're hunting for them like modern-day pirates. Could there be more out there? Some experts estimate only 10% of rare coins are discovered during the first 50 years after minting. That means you still have a chance to find an undiscovered 1983D copper penny hiding somewhere in the world.